Bonjour, Nilagish Nikaz, Bijondotem. I go by the name of Dolores Kelly, and I am the cultural coordinator / manager for the Indian Residential School Program, which is based out of Grand Council Treaty 3. And my job as cultural coordinator is to direct my Indian residential school staff, resolution health support workers, to assist people that are filling out their Indian Day School applications. Currently, our program cannot come into the communities due to the COVID pandemic, but hopefully this video that we are creating can assist you for now to think about what you need to do with your application form. We are here to help. We hope this video can help you and reach out to us. Mia Miigwech.
Bonjour. Donald Kelly is my name. I work for Grand Council Treaty 3 in regards to IRS and day school. I've been working there for a little while now. And what I do, Ninwini Ugay Nakian Ke, Danishikawe, we so cognition Schnabeg, Chani Mushkinebi get, we must make a nest noega cabbage nishamuendak, Mushnebi amot. Pagigona Maga go chon this yet, Pagijunian, Mangsake, we not chat, China in the mot, in the moon mine, you gonna Otanico go and Tuskanawa. Nasketas oe, Kitung. Naske nemas neganes and Gatajiki got taken no. Kishinawa be a man egg wizowin. Magsake of noege, Kagi pen to tagu is in Ginonde Tibachim. Chihuahua the Mage, Nanin Kigagi Pituta in Chickenda Moat, where Kitchen Schnabe Nanik. Job the Moat, Kawinin and Nishnabe, Kipikawatagitosi. Oeganin ke PMG not yet. We ONG kitot Indian Day School, Indian Residential School tash. Mionoe and the Shindaman, Mionoe, Anikagwe win the Magi and Minik. Chicago never be among Noe, Chicago Mushkine be among Kimasnaganes nan, Noegabis Nirama going. Unchitaguin ye, Kichewe. Chitajiki got taken. She came a visa when Chitaguchinabi Biaman. One no Kinamati, ye, Kagi Pira, and Kagita Jane, Matrikina Maguzin, Aninge Gagi Pendo Taguin, Aninge the Kagagi Pijikina Maguzin. Be a name and Niki Bijikaweta Shindaman. Kashinabi Biaman, Mamas Nega Neska, we Pijnisha Maguin, no Sukuminika Yang Magwek. Grand Council Treaty 3 Gashnikatek. Kawini Nate Mandanakisi. Newman. Chika Oena. Me Oegaya Kaniganskang Dolores Kelly. Me Nota Special Larry Henry. Me Nabesic Hazel Merrick Nindash Don Kelly. Me Unoe Izikagwe Wich Toang Antigo Skanigan. Antigo Goik. Is no de me was cotating Kispin, no de Moskinebi again, Kispin, no de Matsunis Aman, Wege Ginchins, Stop me going, Kagin Kijain, way, no Kinamati, Mazake, Kagisho Tapini going, Memizak, indicate to them, Kagish met Sonimata. Mean the K is we saw Kagi and Gijan Schnabitong, Wege Gijan Schnabing, Unjitago. Chewing the mugging, and in the Kagagi Pituta going. Once it to get Chikinamongitani, Skia Asik, Skanishnabic, Kinichan Sinanic, Kius Sinanic, Itanikubitanani. Nick Oegagi Penduta is in Gaginoint. Me ONG she thought on Schnabe Chikitat. Nix Oenum Ganjabasiguing Nungum, Kispin Stabajigate Kinagego. Anishiguna, Unjita, Anishinabe. As a no daisy, win or chicken and work. Zabdash, Yik Chenduta, Nan Oe, Kakina Market, Oreganam Art, Ye minikagi pisho tapida moatka wagi matizinan. Skio noe mas nega nesten katashindaman. Min ne gasnika tegen IDS forms. Und so to chita shinjiga tegen ne kinoatas. Utanang China bin. Chujibi amandas kashmin jemenda man minik. O chishina bibi gen chuawin da magen mamas nega nesing. Aningagi pien utagun. Kispin panoettoin. Na ebi shigigiton. Uitigwe Grand Council Treaty 3 gatashindaman. Kagoeten wenen endoskot. Chibi shikagwe natamak. Uitige eskone ganing mujak ndijamin. Banda wisu kagemin. Banda wawin da magemin. Animi nikon noe mas nega nesen. Kejini mushkinebi aman. Mushkinebi aman dash. Nina wind gamat ndijamin. Noe minik oitiske oe IDS kikitot. Galing disnijamin. Kawinin minge guman dun zisimin. Kina waksha. Unjita guchiwawin da mageg. Und kispin gegu. Unising ima. Zamtash kisnaja. Ojitsig. July 13th. 2022. Misagange abigegu. Yibanu etum. Chiwawin da mageg. Magshage chimushkinebi. Migyo noe, unjita kinagego, unjita china esing, china endaman, magsage chonchi basiguin ima. Apichagu geget, kitisha, pagusin mininim, nishnishnabetuk, chawin da mageg, aniga pen dutagueg. Uitigwe kagita chika nweni miguzi. Magi kagita chika kina magu. Inge. Unjitago chiwawin da mo indog. Uweshkia ansak nogam. Kab mito. Kawan mito at uwe nogam bakke. Aninga pi shebi zingi shanishnabe. Aninga pi tutagu izing. Uzam. Nibiut singangego unes tutazin auskianishnabe. Unjitago wewe ne. Chijwa wind maging. Minikagi pendu taguzing. Mi desnega niwa bachituat uega nikina moindag. Mi uega ishnikate legacy. Mi negatamang. Ueskia ansag. Senyon date ziat kevina chikenda moat. Kawini nanisha, kisha nishnabing. Kichige gukshu e. Miwech kitinin.
Bonjour, Niwanasi Indishnikas, Namayan Dem, Nishnabegning, Gashing and Dunji. Hello, my name is Danielle Morrison. I'm from the Sturgeon clan, and I'm a proud member of the Anishinaabe of Nangashing. I'm a lawyer with Cochrane Saxburg Barristers and Solicitors, and I'm honored to speak on behalf of Grand Council Treaty 3 with regard to the Federal Indian Day Schools Class Action Settlement Agreement. This moment has been a long time coming. Starting in the 1920s, it was mandatory for our Indigenous children to attend school. Many attended what was known as day schools. The Government of Canada funded, managed, and controlled a large majority of these schools where children suffered harm and abuse while attending. The Federal Indian Day School Class Action Settlement Agreement provides compensation for that harm and abuse. If you receive compensation from the Indian Residential School Settlement Agreement, you are still eligible to apply for the Day Schools Compensation Package. This is a difficult process, and if at any time you feel distress or require support, please call the Wellness Helpline at 1-855-242-3310. It is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that you are never alone in this journey. Grand Council Treaty 3 has an Indian residential school unit with IRS staff who can provide support. Dolores Kelly is the cultural coordinator, and Larry Henry and Donald Kelly are IRS support workers. Workers are available to meet one-on-one, can arrange for healing support such as a sweat lodge or shaking tent ceremony, can assist with transportation, connect you with regional health organizations to access programming such as counseling, therapy, professional development, or medical support through regional health authorities or your local health access centers. Whether you need cultural, medical, or mental health support, help is available to support you through the process. You need only reach out. Call the main office at Grand Council Treaty 3 at toll-free number 1-800-665-3384 and ask for the Indian Residential Schools Unit. One of the questions that's been asked a lot is, what is the timeline for the claims process? The deadline for submitting your claim form is July 13th, 2022. Claims are processed on a rolling basis. In other words, claims will be reviewed as they are received. Eligible claimants do not have to wait until July 2022 to receive compensation. The claims administrator at this time has already started to issue payment to claimants whose claim forms have been reviewed and approved. The class action website currently indicates that eligible claimants will receive compensation after the claims administrator has reviewed and approved their claim form. For claims of level 2 to 5, claimants will receive compensation after the Government of Canada has also reviewed the form, in addition to the administrator reviewing them. For claims of harm levels 2 to 5, this can take anywhere from 60 to 90 days. If the claims administrator requires further information for your claim, this may increase the time it takes to review. If you have questions about the status of your claim, contact the claims helpline at 1-888-221-2898. Filling out the claim form. Before you start your application, you will need a piece of government-issued ID, such as your driver's license, passport, birth certificate, status card, or your social insurance card will work. Part 1 goes over your name, contact details, and your date of birth. In this section, you are confirming your identity. Provide as much information as possible to help verify any records. If you went by other names during your attendance at a day school, you would list them here. This might include your maiden name or a nickname. If you are applying on behalf of a deceased claimant, provide their date of birth and date of death. The second part of the form goes through the day school and the years that you attended. To be eligible for compensation in the class action, you must have attended an eligible day school during the period that it was funded, managed, and controlled by the Government of Canada. For a list of day schools covered by the settlement, refer to Schedule K of the settlement agreement or the class action website. In this section, you must list the school or schools attended, as well as the first and last year of attendance for each school. Part 3 goes over consent, and it also requires your signature. The consent and signature page confirms that you understand the role of the claims administrator and independent assessor, who are neutral parties in the settlement agreement. They oversee the process to ensure that it is fair and in accordance with the settlement rules. By signing this page, you give your consent for the administrator and assessor to disclose information provided on your claim form to the parties of the agreement. In other words, that includes lawyers and representatives for each the Government of Canada and Class Council. You are also confirming that the information is true to the best of your knowledge, and where you are receiving assistance from someone in filling out the claim form, that they read to you everything written by them on your behalf. On this same page is another section in which you must answer if you've received settlement money from Canada for the same abuse or harm that you've described on the claim form. If you received compensation from the Indian Residential School Settlement Agreement, this is separate from the day school's class action, and you are still eligible to apply for the day school's compensation. Parts 4 and 5 may be difficult to fill out, and for that reason, it is highly recommended that you have someone with you to fill out these sections. Remember, there is a support line open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 1-855-242-3310 if you are feeling distressed or triggered. These sections are where you indicate what harm and abuse you suffered. It is important to review all the levels of harm in both parts 4 and 5 before making a selection. Take your time when reading through these. It is okay to take a break and reflect. Once you've determined what level of harm you experience, make your selection. If you selected level 1 for verbal and physical harm, you need only check the box and continue to part 6 without providing any additional information. Leave part 5 blank. Part 5 is for levels 2, 3, 4, or 5 of harm or abuse that you may have suffered from teachers, officials, students, or other people while attending at a day school. Check the box at the bottom that indicates which level of harm or abuse you are claiming. For levels 2, 3, 4, or 5 of harm, you will need to write a narrative of the abuse suffered for Part 5A. It is recommended that you have someone fill this out with you. This is where you would indicate names, places, dates, as best as you can remember, and a description of the incident and description of the harm that it caused you. This includes physical and mental harm. If you received medical attention or tried to get medical attention, indicate this in your narrative as well. The narrative does not need to be long, but include as many details as you remember. You are allowed to add as many pages of written narrative as you need. Next, Part 5B is where you provide the names and descriptions of the people who caused you harm. Again, this may include teachers, officials, students, or other people who were at the school. This section is required if you are claiming levels 4 or 5. If you are claiming levels 2 or 3, fill it out if the information is available to you. Part 5C is where you provide evidence that you attended a day school. This is required for claiming levels 2, 3, 4, or 5. Evidence includes records such as report cards, enrollment cards, class photographs, letters from teachers or principals, or other records such as a yearbook or school articles. Attach copies of these records to your application. Keep your originals for your own records. If you do not have anything to show your attendance at the school, you can make a sworn declaration through Part 6. Part 5D is required for levels 4 or 5, where you provide additional narratives and records from family or friends who know what happened to you. If you are claiming levels 2 or 3, attach these narratives or records if they are available. Family and friends may also have photographs or diaries that speak to your time at day school. You can also include letters from elders in this section. List the names of the people and their relation to you on the form and attach their narrative or records. Again, only attach copies and keep your originals. It is okay if you don't have additional narratives or records to share for this section. Often, survivors will not share what happened to them with anyone else. You can make a sworn declaration for this section through Part 6. Part 5E is where you provide medical records documenting the harm caused. This part is a requirement if you are claiming levels 4 or 5. If you are claiming levels 2 or 3, attach these records only if they're available. List the records you are including on the form and attach copies of them to your claim. Such records might include medical, dental, nursing, or therapy records. These records can be past or they can be current records. If you don't have any past records, it may be possible to document an injury with a current record. If you need assistance obtaining medical records, you can call the day school's helpline via 1-888-221-2898, and they will walk you through the process step by step. If you don't have any medical records for level 4 or 5 claims, you can make a sworn declaration through Part 6. If you do not have all the records or documents required for your claim, you can make a sworn declaration. A sworn declaration is a statement saying that all the information you provided is true and to the best of your knowledge. You will need someone to watch you sign this page, known as a guarantor. A guarantor can be any of the following: a notary public or commissioner of oaths, an elected official or community leader such as a chief or counselor, a professional such as a lawyer, doctor, accountant, police officer, teacher, pharmacist, registered nurse, registered social worker, registered therapist, judge, or justice of the peace. Your guarantor does not need to read your entire claim. They need only watch you sign the sworn declaration page if you are making one. They must fill out the information on the form, including their name, title, and address. If you are filling out a claim on behalf of someone else, you must be someone that is either appointed by the court to manage or make decisions on behalf of the claimant, such as a power of attorney, or an estate executor or administrator appointed by INEC or the courts on behalf of someone who passed away after July 31st, 2007. To become a representative for someone deceased that lived on reserve, you can call the Ontario Regional INEC office at 1-416-973-6234. If you are a legal representative, according to the requirements listed, Fill out your contact information and provide documentation showing that you have been appointed. List the documents you will be providing and attach copies. Keep your originals. Retention of claim forms and documents. The last part of the claim form asks what you want to happen with your claim form and documents submitted after the claims process is complete. You have 3 options. You can have them securely destroyed, you can have them returned to you, or you can have them delivered to the Legacy Fund. The Legacy Fund was established as a commemorative feature of the settlement agreement to promote healing and wellness and the restoration of Indigenous languages and cultures. It is called the McLean Day School Settlement Corporation in memory of Gary McLean, who was the lead plaintiff on the class action, and he passed away in 2019. Before you submit your claim form, make a copy of the entire application for your own records. You are not required to submit originals of any photos or documents, only submit copies in your claim form. Your claim form can be submitted to the address indicated on your claim form. Again, the deadline to get your application in is July 13th, 2022. Class counsel for the Federal Indian Day School Settlement Agreement is Gowling WLG at no cost to survivors. If you wish to retain other legal representation, you need but only ask your lawyer about the process and associated fees, and they will apply to the claims administrator on your behalf. My name is Danielle Morrison, and on behalf of Grand Counsel Trudy III, I send my most heartfelt wishes in this stage of your healing journey. Support is available to guide you through what may be a difficult time. Be kind to yourself. You are loved and you are not alone. Gaja Wenamigo, Gawin Gabejigosi.